let's stand, and we're going to find ourselves with the feet hip-width distance, okay? And we always talk about this, and we're going to make sure it's happening. All four corners of the feet, and even the big toe and the little toe connected to the earth here. Okay, pull up through the thighs, so your knees are coming up through the thighs, shoulders are over the hips, hips are over the ankles, and ears are over the shoulders. Okay, and when you roll your hands forward, that just opens the heart a little bit, allows for some extra space for breath. And just come into your practice. And maybe spend a moment to think about what draws you to your practice this morning. So with that intention in mind, let's deepen the breath, exhaling, belly button to spine. And then as you inhale, take in the fullness of the breath, front, sides, back, everything nice and full. And then exhale, soften. And again, draw it in. And exhale. So from this upright position, we're able to just allow the breath to just go all the way through the body, to the tips of the toes, the tips of the fingers, crown of the head. All right, let's add a little bit of arms here. So again, the feet stay grounded, palms out and up. Palms touch, and the hands come heart center. And take it out again. Reach up, and hands to heart center. Let's add a little bit to this. Arms up, inhale, palms touch. As your hands come heart center, just raise your right heel. And bring it down, arms up, and left heel as the hands come down. Arms up, let's keep the balls of the feet grounded and try and come into double heel. If your ankles are too wobbly, you're just going to continue with right and left. This time we go either right heel up or right knee up. And left heel or left knee. And if it's you today, double heel. Okay, so you're going right, left, and possibly double heel or knee, and just keep going, just waking your body up, just moving through. So remember, when you lift those heels, keep the ball of your foot, or the balls if it's two heels, grounded so that you can still feel your big toe and your pinky toe in contact with the earth. Yeah. Nice. And whatever round you're on, just finish it up. So wherever you, and remember, you never need to rush to catch up, right? It's your practice. You're going to finish. Okay? Yep. And then we come back to mountain pose and just see how everything feels. Okay? And since it's getting a little cooler outside in the mornings, we're going to do this little walking forward and back warm-up. So come to a spot on your mat where you have space to step forward with the right foot, bring the arms up, step back with the right foot. Arms up, arms down, forward and back. Just a nice little swinging arm, swinging the leg a little bit, warm up. 3, 2, and after your next one, bring your feet back to side by side, and when you're ready, begin on the left. then bring the feet back side by side. Take a moment here, just see how that energy is feeling. Can you feel any kind of movement inside the body? Inhale and exhale as we prepare for spinal series here. So we're going to make sure that the feet are planted, but they could be slightly wider than hip width, and the knees and hips are going to do whatever they feel like they need to do. As we bring the arms up, inhale, exhale, elbows back, shine your heart up, and then just come slightly forward as you bring your fingertips forward. Elbows back, slightly up, and slightly forward fingertips. Yes, there it is, elbows back, and slightly forward. Elbows. Shoulders starting to wake up here, anybody? And forward. And then one more time, elbows back, and this time when the fingertips touch, stay here. Draw your arms up and bring your arms down. Let's shake out a little bit. Move the shoulders back and forth and a little bit of a circle here. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to take the legs wider than hip width distance with the toes facing out. So we talk about the knees going over the toes. We're going to make sure that the feet are how we've been talking about, having them planted, right? All four corners and the toes. And when you do that, your knees will stay over the toes here, okay? What happens when the knees draw in is that you start to come off the base of your foot, right? You're either pronating or supinating. So let's go here, okay? And now to this, we're going to add a little side stretch, okay? So go ahead and bend the knees and take your left hand just softly to your thigh, not even, just the palm facing forward, right arm up, and we're going to tilt over to the left and come back, bringing the elbow toward the right knee. Tilt to the left and come back. So this left hand is not doing anything, it's just there. Over and back, over and back. A nice little side stretch here. Now hold over here and come back and hold and come up. Okay, so we're going to let that right hand just be. Okay, when you turn your palm out, that prevents the hand from crushing into the leg. Left arm up, and yes, we tilt and come back. And we're just warming things up, so we're not really trying to reach to our farthest edge yet. We're just warming up the side body. Getting the spine to move in all 6 directions. Next time you're over to the right, hold. And then taking the elbow toward the left, just hold for a moment here. And then come on back and step together, shake the legs out. All right, so one more thing. We're going to do some twisting here. Again, the feet are slightly wider than hip width distance. Let your knees be soft, okay? We're going to try and twist from the waist, so we pretty much want the hips to stay forward, okay? Twisting from the waist. Arms up, inhale, and as you exhale, bring your right arm back, left arm forward. So twist less if the hips start to come with you. Inhale up, and twist to the left. And it's up and twist right, keeping the hips forward, and up and twist left. And up and twist right. Yeah. Up and twist left. Up and twist right. Up and twist left. Now the next time we go to the right, which is now, we're going to hold it and just turn your gaze towards your right fingertips. On your exhale, turn your gaze to the left. And on your next exhale, turn your gaze back to the right and come center and twist left. Hold here, turn your gaze left. exhale, turn right. Next exhale, gaze back to the left. And up. And now just let it go. Ooh, let the knees and hips bend. Come down and up. All right, and then bring it up and come back to mountain pose. Once again, establishing the feet nice and square on the mat. Feeling energy, what's happening with your energy. And shake things out a little bit. We're going to come to the back of the mat with the feet hip width distance. Here's where your knees are going to be. We're going to be in table doing some core work. So again, if you want some extra padding, make sure you have it available to you. Inhale, float the arms up. Let's see how the hamstrings are doing as we take the spine long, fold over the hip creases, and come into a straight leg swan dive. Doesn't have to be all the way down. It could be up, high, low, anywhere in between. All right, let's bring the hands to the thighs, hips back, shine your heart forward. Okay, and right now you're saying, this kind of feels like chair, right? So let's go ahead and take the arms forward to shoulder height, sink a little deeper, and possibly bring the arms up. That's a little bit of chair here. Now stand tall, inhale, sweep the arms back down, bending the hips and knees, arms to shoulder height, and maybe arms up by the ears for your chair. And we're going to warm up the chair one more time. Inhale, take it down, arms to shoulder height. See how high they go today between your shoulders and anything else that's happening. And inhale up. Now we exhale back down into that straight leg forward fold. We need the hands on the mat, so if they're not already there, just bend your knees and your hips and walk forward into a plank. Okay, could be knees up or knees down, and come into down dog here. So in down dog, we're going to roll through the feet. Really massage those feet, the toes. So important here. Press the heel down. Yes, and then press one heel down and hold. Roll and press the other heel down and hold. And then press both heels down and hold. And go ahead and bring your knees down. And we'll sit off to the side. We're just going to take a moment here in seated mountain pose to shake out the wrists, extend and bend the fingers, let the legs wiggle around a bit, okay, as we prepare for our core work in tabletop. Okay, so let's now come to hands and knees. Okay, you could be doing all of these things with your hands on the back of a chair, on a countertop, on the wall, okay? Now, if your wrists don't like being at this right angle, right under the shoulder, move them forward a bit, take out some of that right angle, okay? And we're going to start with opposite arm, opposite leg balance. So let's go ahead and take the right leg back. Now, are those hips still square? Check that out. And then float your left arm up by your ear. Did you feel your core say, yes, I better help out here, or she's going to fall over? Now bring your hand and knee down to the mat. Get them there at the same time. A lot of control there. Left leg up, hip height. Hips are still square. Right arm floats up by the right ear. And bring the hand and knee to the mat at the same time. Okay, so we're going to add on a little bit to that. Let's get the right leg and left arm moving at the same time. Right leg to hip height, left arm by the ear. Now take your knee and elbow together under the body and release. So we're crunching and releasing. Crunch, release, crunch, release, crunch, release, crunch, release. Now crunch and hold, release and hold, and once again, hand and knee to the mat at the same time. Let's just come up to the knees and shake the arms out, shake the wrists out, and then come back to tabletop. Float left leg, right arm, and crunch, and release. We crunch, and release, and it's crunch, and release, crunch, and release, crunch, and release. Now crunch and hold, and release, and hand and knee come to the mat at the same time. All right, let's sit up and wiggle around. Inhale and exhale. All righty, so this is now going to involve the core and the triceps as we come into knee down plank. All right, so the core is kicking in here, right? And we're going to bend the elbows back, tricep, push up, press up and back. Okay, come forward into knee down plank. Now, we still want to work the core a little more here, so raise the right knee off the mat. Try and keep your hips square. Bring it back down. Raise the left knee off the mat and bring it back down. Now tuck your toes and come into full plank. If that causes your back to sag, bring your knees back down, perfectly fine. Knees down here, push up and hips back. Okay, so now you're going to come into knee up or knee down plank. Do your push up and bring the knees down if they're up and come back. Okay, so it's plank, push up, hips to heels. Yep. And you're deciding each time, should my knees be up? Should my knees be down? You're staying in touch with your body. All right, and now go ahead and send your hips back as you come into child's pose. So find your child's pose. Maybe big toes together, knees wide apart. But the forehead is definitely connected to something. It's either on the earth, or if you make a pillow with your hands, the head is at rest. Just breathe into that hip release. Alrighty. And we're going to come forward and up into downward facing dog. And then walk the feet one more time. Heels down, heels down, heels down. Right? One heel and then the other. Heel down and hold. Other heel down and hold. And two heels down and hold. Good. And then start to walk the feet to the hands. Come to the top of your mat. Hands to the thighs, half lift. Oh, another opportunity for chair we see, right? So let's bring the hands to the shoulders here. And as up by the ears as they're going to go right now, sink into your chair, stand tall and release and shake everything out. Okay, inhale and exhale. All right, so we're going to do some hip opening from standing, okay? So it's going to require a little bit of balance also. So if you want to be near something, feel free to be near something, okay? All right, so let's put the hands on the hips and take the right leg forward and just come out and back, out and back. See how we're moving to one leg constantly with this motion out and back. So we want to keep the body upright on the left, out and back. So nice little hip opening here. Now take the leg around to the front and cross your right foot in front of your left, and then bend your knees. So you've got your legs crossed and your knees bend, and then open way out to the side and bend the knees, and then cross the right leg back and bend the knees. Open out to the side again and bend the knees, and then come to mountain pose. Okay, remember it's fine to hang on here because our goal is more hip work than balance here. But we have to stay balanced in order to not fall down. All right, so let's go ahead. We're in mountain pose here, and we're going to take the left leg up and in, up and in, out and in. So we're opening to the side, out and in. Now take the leg wide to the side, bend the knees, and come up. Take the leg wide to the side, bend the knees. Now take your left leg in front of your right, bend at the knees, and come up. Leg back out to the side, and up, left leg behind, and up, leg out to the side, and up, and shake it out. Okay, come to the top of your mat. We're going to do sun salutations, and there'll be a little more hip release in that as well. So let's come to the top of the mat, mountain pose. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's float the arms up. Inhale. Swan dive over hip creases, hands down. Right, that could be high, low, anywhere in between, always. All right, bend the knees, half lift here. Sink the hips down, bring the hands down. We're coming back with the right leg, and now we're in a lunge. And we're going to move the hips forward and back, side to side. Okay? Let this lunge happen here. Inhale and exhale. Okay, now go ahead and bring your right knee down, and the right knee is behind the right hip. Bring the arms up. We're in a low crescent lunge, and we're really going to draw the hips forward so we get that front hip flexor on the right. Right? Draw the hips forward. Now bring your left arm down and tilt to the left. And then bring your left arm up and twist, open to the right. And come center, arms up, twist to the left. And come center, hands down. And let's go ahead and step back to plank. Chaturanga. Now take your arms super wide, fingertips to the mat. Okay, a lot of times we do this cobra on ridge tops about 6 inches from the shoulders. We're going wider this morning. Take your legs mat width distance apart and just roll up through your spine and roll down. Roll up like a wave and roll down. Roll up and roll down. One more time. Roll up and roll down. Now take your hands under your shoulders and come into downward facing dog. Find your dog. Super. Okay. Remember that little knee to forehead thing we did? We're going to do it from down dog. It's always fine to bring your left knee down if you want here. So the right leg is up. Right knee and forehead together under the body. Release, under, release back, under, release back, under, release back. Now under and hold come up way high on the left toes and take whatever big step you can forward with your right foot. Okay, good. And then rock back and forth in this lunge. So bonus lunge here. Move around. Good. And then step your left foot forward to meet your right. Take a half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. Okay, so we're going to come back to the top of the mat, starting on the left this time. Mountain pose. Take a moment here to sense into your body, your hips. Okay, does one side feel like it's a little more released than the other? Are they feeling both the same? Just sense into it. We're not trying to force a sensation. We're noticing a sensation. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Keep the hips over the ankles. Hands can be high, low, anywhere in between. Hands to the thighs, shine your heart forward, half lift, nice, drop the hips, hands down, step back with your left leg, and enjoy this lunge. Okay, the right leg may straighten and bend a little, hips go side to side, whatever they want to do. Notice which hip you're feeling a little more in the lunge. Bring your left knee down, it's well behind the left hip, right? Right knee's over ankle. Low crescent lunge here. And then we're going to press forward through the thighs to extend that hip flexor stretch. All right, now go ahead and bring your right arm down by your side and tilt to the right. And come on up and open the arms to the left. And up and twist, open the arms to the right. And up, hands down, come into your plank. Knees up or knees down. Notice what your core is doing here. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's chaturanga. Okay, we're going to take those arms back to their wide stance. The hands are out by the shoulders, far out from the shoulders here. The legs are mat width distance apart. Now wave the spine up and take your right shoulder toward the left and come center and down. Wave the spine up, take your left shoulder toward the right, come center and down. And one more time, wave up, right shoulder, wave down. Wave up, left shoulder, yes, and wave down. Good. All right, let's make a pillow with the hands. Rest the forehead, bend the knees, and let the legs move side to side. All right, let's go ahead and bring the legs down. Find the hands back under the shoulders and find your way to downward facing dog. Nice even down dog, yes, beautiful. Now take your left leg up to hip height, knee to forehead under the body. And release back, knee to forehead and release back. Knee to forehead, release back. Knee to forehead, release back. Knee to forehead and hold. Lift high onto your right toes. To make extra space, I often bring my, like for this one, my left hand to the fingertips. And then that gives me a little more space to step forward. Big step forward, okay? And move back into your lunge. So that might mean moving your hands closer to your foot, your left foot, or moving your left foot closer to your hands. right? If your left foot is far back, just wiggle around in this bonus lunge. Engage the muscles of your body. Take a big step forward, half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up. Palms touch. And hands come heart center. Now find mountain pose. And consider in mountain pose, what are your feet doing? Just tap back down into the feet. See if they're naturally coming to the all four corners, toes grounded position, or do you sometimes need to remind them? And that's fine too. All right, so let's shake things out. Inhale and exhale. How are you guys doing? We good? All right, guess what? We didn't do any obliques, but we are, I love that. We are going to. So let's take the legs wide, okay? And remembering all four corners of the feet, down and up, knees over toes, which they will do when you keep your feet grounded, okay? All right, so now we're gonna have hands behind the head, come into your plie here position, and keep the legs steady for now. Take it to the right and up. Now extend the arms and come back. Take it to the left and up. Extend the arms and come back. Straighten the legs. We're going to take the knees out as we bend. Elbows to the right. Legs straight and come up. Arms to the right and up. Now to the left. Bend knees and up. Long arms and up. To the right and up. Long arms and up. To the left. Yes. And up. Long arms and up. We're going right and up and long arms and up. Now left and up. Long arms and up. To the right and up. Long arms and up. To the left and up. Long arms, almost finished. Back to the right and hold. And we're going to carefully and mindfully straighten the arms, bring them back in. Straighten the arms, bring them back in. That was 2, we're doing 4. And in, yes, and one more. And in and up. Same thing to the left. And straighten. And in with lots of intention, and in, open, and in, and last time, and in, and straighten. Draw your arms up, inhale, and come to mountain pose. Yeah, shake everything out. Inhale and exhale. All right, so let's work on the hamstrings for a while here. Okay, we're going to take the legs wide, this time with the toes pointing forward, okay, and bring your index fingers into your hip creases, okay? We want to feel the index fingers getting caught in between those hip creases, right? We have the hips over the ankles here, spine is long. You can stop here, you can come to halfway, hang out here, you can continue going, you can roll your hands down your legs here, and stop anywhere. Now, if your hands are by your feet, then go ahead and put your peace sign fingers under your big toes here. If your hands are on your legs, just hold on to the back of your legs. We're going to try and lift up, but resist with the hands, and then take the elbows out to the side and come back down. So it's a resisted lift, Let's do that again. And then drawing the elbows out to the side helps draw the body a little deeper into the fold. Do you feel your hamstrings? One more time, resisted lift, elbows out to the side. Now release whatever you're holding on to. Put your hands to your hips, come halfway up. Take your arms wide out to the side, arms by the ears, pressing through the feet, lift up, and release. Ooh, let's heel toe and shake the legs out. Give them a little break here. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we're going to work the hamstrings and the calf now. So slide your right leg back, okay, and bend your left knee. Okay, your hands can stay on your left knee. We want a pretty wide stance here so we feel the right heel pressing toward the mat. Lift up on the toes, press the heel back down. So we're getting the back of the right leg here. So the calf, and press down. Okay, so now we're going to take the right leg forward with the toes up, bend at the knee. Now we've got the hamstring going, right? Now we're going to press the right toes toward the mat and lift up, toward the mat and lift up, mat, lift up, mat, lift up and hold, and try and sink the hips a little deeper. See how that feels for the right hamstring. And then come up, shake the legs out. We take a step back with the left leg. Hands are on the right knee. Press the left heel down and up. Wide enough so that you're getting that nice sensation in the left calf. And press the heel down and hold. And now we're going to take that left leg forward. Left toes are lifted. Press the toes down and up. Down and up. Yes, it's down and up. And press down and hold, sit a little deeper into it, and come on back, shake it out. All right, so we're going to use those same muscles now in our triangle to pyramid. So take your legs wide, and turn your right toes to the right, left toes in at an angle, chest is forward. Triangle, the body is going to stay, the hips are staying forward and the shoulders stay stacked. Arms are out. Let's prep for the triangle. Reach to the right and back. Reach, and you can keep a little bend, a tiny bend in your right knee so it's not locked out. Now reach, 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 and bring your right hand down, left arm up. Take your gaze toward your toes, your right toes. See how that feels. Take your gaze toward the center of your space. And now take your gaze toward your left hand. See how that feels. Now follow the left hand as it starts to come to the right leg. It could land on the right thigh. It could land on the right calf, right? Your hand's on the right calf. Some people's hands come to the mat, and we're going to bend and straighten that right leg. So wherever your hands are, and then hold and feel the hamstring release in pyramid. You're gazing toward your right leg, so your spine is long. And now lift back up into triangle. Take your right hand to your right leg, left arm up. Good. And come on up. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn all 10 toes forward. And we're just going to come into a half forward fold. Keep the hips over the ankles. Just experience that and come on up. All right, let's shake the legs out. Taking them wide again as we prepare for triangle on the left. So in triangle, the legs stay straight, but there's never anything wrong with having a small bend in your forward knee, right? Okay, we prefer that to have them locked out constantly. Arms out here, and reach left and up, reach left and up, reach left and up, and reach left and up. Now take it to triangle. Reach, 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 and come up. Okay, take your gaze to your toes, your left toes. Take your gaze center, and take your gaze up towards your fingertips. Now follow your right hand as it comes to the left leg. Remember, the hands could land on the upper thigh, they could land on the shin, they might land on the floor, and we're going to bend the left knee and straighten the leg a few times. Just nice and gentle here. And then hold in whatever amount of straightening you've got going on right now. Come into triangle. Yeah, nice and open. And then lift up and turn all 10 toes forward. And we're going to go ahead and bend the knees here. Take the arms out and just go side to side, side to side. So now we're getting those inner thighs, inner thighs. And side and hold. And other side and hold. Good, and come center, hands to the hips. Take the legs together and shake them out. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're coming to the top of the mat here. Well, and go ahead and just freestyle for a moment, right? Just make sure the body is all nice and juicy and everything feels released and relaxed. If there's something you want for final relaxation, an eye pillow, a blanket, whatever you need, like to have for final relaxation, just go ahead and collect that. And then find your way back to mountain pose at the top of your mat. Let's go back to the feet. All four corners of the feet. Big toe, little toe. Nice and grounded through the feet. Mountain pose. Feel how the breath and energy is moving through you now. Inhale, float the arms up, straight leg swan dive. Wherever it's ready to go now, let it go. Hands to the thighs, shine your heart forward. How about we throw in one last chair just for fun? There it is. Now let's, with the arms up, sink the hips, sink the hips, sink the hips, and then bring the hands down and step back to downward facing dog. And you could always be in table, but if you're in dog, bring your big toes together. Take the knees to one side, hips to the other. If you're in table, just wiggle your hips side to side. Again, you could be standing with your hands on a chair, a countertop, or the wall. Come back to center, and let's bring the knees to the mat at the same time. And sit. Come into seated mountain pose with the feet flexed, the spine long. Inhale and exhale. And shake it out. All right. Inhale and exhale here. We're going to do a little 3-part forward fold with long spine. Okay? So the legs are straight. Arms up. Inhale. We're always folding from the hip creases, long spine, hands toward the feet. They may come to the toes or they may not, up to you. Inhale the arms up Now take your legs to a V, turn your palms forward, and bring your hands to the mat, gazing past your fingertips. Inhale the arms up, and we're going to take the soles of the feet together, the heels not too close to the hips right now, arms up, turn your palms forward, and exhale, hands to the mat, gaze past your fingertips. And again, inhale up, legs straighten and fold forward. Inhale up, legs to a V and forward, keeping the gaze past the fingertips. Inhale up, soles of the feet together, and come on down, gaze past the fingertips. And again, legs straight and close, take it down. Legs V, arms up, take it down. Soles of the feet together, arms up, take it down. All right, so that was our warm-up. Now we're going to take each position and hold longer. Arms up, feet are flexed, spine is long, fold forward. Wherever the hands drop, they drop, okay? So we're not trying to aggravate anything by reaching past our point that we should belong at. Take your feet to your toes. Take your feet to your toes. Take your eyes, your gaze to your toes. Inhale and exhale. Now release the hands, draw the arms way up, and let's bring the hands down by the hips as we come into that V sit. And just arrange yourself. So sometimes I slide my hips forward and that extends my V sit. You may want to or not want to go any deeper into the V sit. Just come to where you're comfortable. Arms overhead, palms forward. Inhale, long spine, hands down, gazing past those fingertips. Now inhale, look up. Exhale, melt. And see if those fingers want to just travel any bit forward or not. Inhale, look up. Feet are flexed. Toes are pointing up toward the sky. Exhale. Let those fingers travel if that's what's best for you. And then walk your hands back. Okay, so now we're going to set up for Baddha Konasana. The soles of the feet are together. We start with the heels far away from the body and then start to draw the heels in toward the pelvis. Okay, finding where you belong in Baddha Konasana this morning, right? Cobbler's pose. If your knees are doing this, then you take your feet wider apart. Some people prefer to have their feet 6 inches apart in garland pose, and if that's you, go right ahead. Bring your hands to your ankles. Now, if your feet are far away, your hands might be on your shins instead. Long spine, inhale. Fold over those hip creases and bring your hands to the mat, gazing past your fingertips. Inhale, shine your heart forward, look up. Exhale, melt, walk the fingers forward if there's any place for them to go now. That's between you and your inner thighs, right? Inhale, look up. Exhale, melt. See where the fingers want to go or don't want to go. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. Put one hand under each knee and help the knees up. That's always a nice thing to do for your body. Okay, so we're going to roll down now. And with the feet hip width distance apart, we're just going to let the knees open and close. Little butterfly wings, little butterfly wings. Extend both arms and both legs long. Inhale, exhale, draw the right knee in. Okay, if that left leg wants to bend any amount, let it. Hold on to your right shin or hamstring. Take your left arm out to the side and just move that right leg around, side to side. Maybe a little forward and back if it Now bring your left hand outside of your right leg. Take your right arm out to the side and draw that right knee just past the belly button. Take your gaze towards your right fingertips and then let that right knee come more to the left. The right hip is going to lift and you're actually in more of a twist here, still getting a nice long stretch outside the right leg. And as you come back center, draw your right ankle across your left thigh. Bring your right shin in, hold on. With your right foot flexed, move everything around. Maybe take the hips side to side in a circle, whatever's feeling good to you. Cross tightly at the thighs and continue moving around. Now come back to your figure four with your right foot flexed. Take your left leg straight up and we're going to point and flex the left foot. Circle one direction and the other. And then release, unwind, let your knees gently open and close. Extend the arms and legs long overhead. Well, not the legs overhead, arms overhead, legs long in front, and draw your left knee in. That right leg can stay straight. If it wants to bend any amount, let it. And then holding on to the left leg, just let it move around, side to side, maybe forward and back. Holding on to the shin or the hamstring, whatever gives you more motion. Take your right hand outside your left leg, left arm out to the side, out to your left, and draw the left knee just past the belly button. Stop here for a moment to feel this, and then let the left knee continue coming over to the right. The left hip is going to lift. You're in a twist here. Gaze towards your left fingertips. And release, unwind, draw your left ankle across your right thigh. Draw your left shin in and move around. So we're feeling into the hip. Forward and back, circle, side to side. And then cross tightly at the thighs, holding on, and continue to move around. Notice that you're also getting a little spinal massage in the deal here, even focusing on the hips. And then come back to your figure four, take the right leg up, point and flex. And circle the ankle one direction and the other, and release, unwind, 2 feet to the mat, gently open and close the legs, little butterfly wings. Bring your hands down by your side, and as you draw your fingers in, just make a gentle fist, extend and wiggle, and in and out, wiggling the fingers, opening the hands wide, and then rotate the wrists one direction and the other. Bring your hands down and let your head move side to side. And then return your head to center and start to scan your body. See if there's any movements that the body needs to make before it's ready for final relaxation. Realign anything that is out of alignment. Experiment with the knees bent and the legs straight if you want. See what feels kinder to your spine. for your final relaxation position for today. And as you're ready, come into a nice position for final relaxation where you don't feel like you're going to have to move or readjust. Get yourself adjusted. And then inhale through the nose. And as you slowly exhale through the mouth, allow your body to melt onto the earth. Just release. Let the earth support you and be in final relaxation. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Gently bring movement back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And stretch the arms overhead. Stretch the legs long as you inhale. Exhale. Draw your knees in. Give yourself a hug. Find your way over to a side. And carefully back up to a nice easy seat. As you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.